we are going to be talking all things Black Mirror as the new season of Black Mirror. Said that twice. Hello and welcome to the Cybernews Podcast. This week we're going to talk all things Black Mirror as the latest season has just aired.
Right. And we've all watched it.
Yeah. So spoilers ahead.
We can try not to.
We'll try and, can't guarantee. I'm joined by my glamorous hosts, Ginteros Radauskas.
Thank you very much.
And Jurgita Lapenita. Although Charlie Brooker's Black Mirror is an anthology, we are going to go through each episode one by one from start to finish and talk about all the technology that is revealed throughout the episodes. So, Common People.
It's a song by a band named Pulp.
It is, and it's very different kind of from how the episode...
When I saw the title of the episode, I was expecting for the song at least to be aired somewhere in the background. But the song and the lyrics of the songs were mostly about rich people being arrogant towards poor people.
Also kind of glamorizing
the poverty.
Yeah, poverty and
so this is different,
culture.
But not really different.
But it's an inverse, I'd say. Because basically what happens is the episode is focused around two people, Amanda and Mike, who are working class. Mike's a welder, Amanda's a school teacher, and basically some tragic stuff happens and they have to make a life or death decision, basically. And this involves a technology which is a brain streaming or a kind of brain simulation technology, where basically because she's either got cancer or she's got some kind of brain abnormality, she might not wake up. So, what did you think of that technology?
Well, obviously, like every bit of technology it's moving towards realism, but it's not real. Mm-hmm. And I don't think it's anything like this is going to be real for quite some time, but maybe in the future it will be, because brain scanning, whatever, technologies are evolving fast. One needs to think about Neuralink, I guess.
Yeah, exactly.
Not only speaking of this episode as well, by the way, but I thought that the device itself would be pretty nice if the country where the action is taking place would have universal healthcare.
Yeah, exactly.
Would be very different in Europe, I guess.
Yeah.
This
So we have to talk about technology, but I think it's indivorceable from the very fact that the U.S. healthcare is ridiculous.
Yeah.
Especially for common people, as they say. So our colleagues from the U.S. keep telling us that no worries. I mean, if you have a job, you usually have health insurance and everything's fine. But then you look at it and you still pay thousands for a simple thing. So even if you have insurance, but this is obviously something different. This is a hugely expensive, I imagine, device, and the way for...
Well, they get them because it's like they say the surgery is free. So to have it implanted in your brain, it's free. However...
Just like the app is free.
Yeah, exactly. Just like the app is free. However, when things, transpire, turns out that like her, I don't know how to say it degrades the technology, and she has to...
Doesn't degrade, it just doesn't get upgraded. And we see it all the time as well, right? Like you buy the newest iPhone, but in a few years it just wouldn't get even the necessary security updates for it to function. I'm not even talking about new functions, but that was quite the obvious one, right? And we talk endlessly about subscription culture, and only this time this is life or death situation. But what it also talked to me about was the hyper-personalization of everything, and how it's harder and harder to notice that, right? When Amanda starts talking in ads just because she has a cheaper subscription tier, right? And then at sometimes people around her wouldn't even understand that it's actually not her talking, but she's streaming an ad, right?
Based on the situation that's going on, right?
And we've been in those situations many times, right? It's not like you would say an ad coming out. There would be an ad coming out of your mouth, right? But we talked, like, let's say about deep air fryer, right? Suddenly everyone has to have it. It hasn't been on the billboards, hasn't been a banner, let's say, you would get it from somewhere from like viral TikTok videos that are not commercial. There's just, randomly someone is sharing recipes, and you get this notion that, oh, I need it right now, right? And this is becoming harder and harder to kind of recognize that this is an ad, right? So this episode also takes a jab at that, right? We don't even like see the line here anymore.
Yeah, also that kind of thing where, when you think of something or you've maybe said it aloud, like I want an air fryer, for example, and you get ads suddenly popping up everywhere. It's kind of like that as well, I guess.
It's like Netflix. I'm amazed Netflix allowed this to be here, to be fair. I mean, Charlie Brooker is a big name in film business, so I guess they just can't interfere because Black Mirror is really popular anyways. But the device over there has the basic tier, and then it moves to premium, and then premium plus or whatever. That's what Netflix did with its tiers.
Well, that's what every
and
company
it
does.
actually removed basic as well at one point and said now premium is now basic, so ads are going to happen anyway if you want to pay the same price. So unless you upgrade, you're going to see ads, and this is what it's making fun of subscription.
But they're becoming
culture.
real intrusive, right? Like in the bedroom, right? Oh, you're having problems, bedroom problems, and suddenly you're given a solution by your wife, right?
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah, intrusive or actually adapting to the situation.
No, but it is invasive. It's like if you're having sex and like suddenly someone says, condoms and lubricant, just what you need for this point in time.
Right, but
By Durex.
Yeah, but for advertisers, it's a gold mine, isn't it?
Well, of course, but it's still exploitative, isn't it?
Of course. I mean, I'm not even arguing about that, but anyways.
Yeah.
So, but this wasn't.
Consent and pay.
Yeah.
So, okay, the next episode, Bête Noire. Do you know what Bête Noire means?
Please explain.
It means...
Oh, so you know, or the paper knows?
No, she asked if we know because she doesn't.
I do know. It's a person or a thing that one particularly dislikes. That's what it means. So that's kind of the crux of the whole...
Oh, okay. So you don't mean any of us?
No, like you guys, don't worry.
All right.
Not that you're worried, but anyway. It kind of plays into the entire episode where Maria, R&D, research and development in a chocolate company, finds out that her school friend, has come for a tasting of a new product. And essentially what happens is that Verity reveals herself to be kind of otherworldly, I guess, in a sense, where she has this technology where you can tap into alternative timelines. So,
well, quantum computing. So it happens we just spoke about quantum computing.
And it was
last
Q
week.
Day
It's possible.
the other day. Yesterday, maybe.
Yeah.
What?
It was Quantum Day yesterday.
Oh, yes, but Q Day hasn't arrived yet.
Sorry, my bad.
Don't mix Q Day. We refer to when quantum computers become powerful enough so they can break the classical encryption, and we are doomed. So it wasn't the Q Day yesterday.
Okay, Quantum Computing Day,
And
maybe.
even so, Q Day, when it arrives, it would not mean, the ability to deconstruct and construct new realities like it does in the episode.
Well, yeah, because we're not even sure if that is
that's more
tangible thing.
That's more okay. This is more sci-fi for me. I mean,
for sure. But I love this episode.
Yeah,
personally.
the
I thought it was
tension and
great.
everything, but that doesn't really relate in a tech kind of way to me. I mean, it relates in the tension building and just basic scariness of
Well,
the
she's
whole
created
thing, the stalking and the everything.
She's created a technology. Like her background is that she was a computer geek. She was always spending her time in the computer rooms. And then Maria, basically, the R&D assistant at the chocolate factory, basically made up a rumor about her in school that she was sleeping with a teacher. And then she's on this revenge plot, and she's created all of this technology and has a little...
Which is impossible to do in a computer lab.
Oh, yeah.
For starters.
Yeah. You need
Quantum-
a city-sized data center.
Yeah, and a few more people, to do just that.
Other than just
but also
one.
that showcases, and what Verity says at the very end, it showcases how we would use the technology, right? And we're talking about quantum and AI these days, saying that, oh, we will solve the climate, right? The poverty, the hunger, all the big problems. But when you have such a powerful technology, right, where you can actually navigate different alternate realities, what you do is you come and haunt your, bullies from high school. Wouldn't we do that?
Yeah, of course.
If we had the tech.
Simple people doing things that just simple people want to do, not solving the whole world.
Yeah, but why can't you just post some stuff online about that person?
Because then you're culpable. That's the thing.
Oh,
then
anonymously.
then it's not going to have an effect, is it? It's just a rumor.
Maybe.
You're culpable, and that's what I find so fantastic about it is that she's altering everybody else's realities and keeping Maria in one place so that she can watch it all unfold, and it's a complete mindfuck. It's great.
It is.
It is.
I liked the episode as well. Just so you know.
Great, thank you.
Thanks for sharing.
The third episode, Hotel Reverie, which I found to be a bit of a drab. But
why?
I don't know. Maybe I don't like the vintagey type. Although that's basically what Black Mirror is. It's very sci-fi-esque, but it's very retro also in itself. Like if you look at the objects and items.
Most of the episodes are very retro.
Yeah, exactly. Which I think
it
grounds
is a bit older than retro. Usually that would be like 70s, 80s,
yeah.
90s, right?
This is like 50s.
Yeah.
And immediately when they transferred us to that movie set.
Mm-hmm.
That's probably 40s or 50s.
Yeah.
It kind of reminds Marvel Universe and their series, and WandaVision is one of those shows.
It reminded you of that?
Yeah, because of the whole set. I mean, it's black and white, and it's all that cliche stuff about
romance,
men and women back then. Yeah, romance and family life or whatnot, like intrigue, spies and shit like that. So yeah, that reminded me of that.
But again, Brooker takes a jab at the whole movie industry, right? Because again, we've been talking about this. There's nothing new being created. They are just kind of reviving all old movies, right? Like doing a spin or something else, because they know that that's what people like, right? So in this case, they just insert a new character instead of the main character, and are using technology to do it in a very cheap and efficient way to do that, right?
Although it's not efficient in the episode because everything seems to go wrong.
But they rent the studio only for 2 hours, right?
Yeah,
it's efficient to them.
Well, yeah, for sure. But I also found it interesting, maybe it's a jab at the kind of, although this is maybe going slightly off topic, but the fact that she's a black woman playing a white man, I thought was quite an interesting...
Also a trend.
Precisely. DEI kind of...
All-inclusive.
Yeah.
People of every color, every orientation, whatnot.
Precisely.
But again, I enjoyed another happy ending, by the way. Yeah.
Is it a happy ending? Wouldn't say so.
It is happy, yeah.
It is happy. It's quite warm in a way. I mean, it is happy.
Because she gets to speak to her on the phone, or?
Yeah, she keeps... she keeps the relationship
alive.
Yeah. And the second episode we just talked about also has a sort of a happy ending, right? Funny, hilarious, Empress of the World kind of happy ending.
But that's what I don't like about it.
I do. Because I think Charlie Brooker is growing up or growing old. And
growing boring.
I am as well.
Agreed.
Boring.
Agreed.
Oh, you don't understand men in middle age.
I enjoyed
Oh,
the
yes, we haven't heard enough from you guys.
Well, we don't have any voice these days.
Oh, right. Okay. Anyway, no, that's what I missed.
We vote for Trump these days. That's why.
Shut up. That's what I missed about the kind of Black Mirror. The thing that I got from common people was that it was that bleak nihilism where kind of everything seems to go wrong and it will perpetually go wrong and the technology is to blame. That's what I kind of enjoyed about it because it's reminiscent of previous seasons, like what the national anthem and stuff like that. The first season of Black Mirror.
Yes,
I appreciated it.
I agree, but then yes, maybe Charlie Brooker is growing boring to some people like yourselves, but to me, it's just a bit more happy, I think.
I don't want it.
Yeah,
his-
it's
in
okay.
his
We
real
established
life.
that. Can we move on to
Why are you in such a hurry
different
all the time?
episodes?
Sure.
Well, don't you like love and romance and everything?
No.
Well,
I don't personally, but anyway. Right, okay, Plaything.
yes.
Set in a futuristic London where a murder suspect is confronted by police after trying to steal a bottle of liquor in a store. Once in the station, Cameron Walker, which is played by Peter Capaldi, very, very good actor, he starts babbling about a video game and where digital, real life, I don't really understand this, real life digital beings live within this computer system, live within this game, created by the guy who is in Bandersnatch.
Yeah.
Which
So
is
this is basically a Bandersnatch follow-up.
yeah, okay. I thought this was very odd, this episode.
Can I explain why you felt this?
Go
I
ahead.
think. Because I felt the same way at first. Yes, I do like Capaldi as an actor, and it was interesting to see him for the first time in my life with long hair, I think. But he had this Scottish accent, and it was very nice. And the whole set of a video games magazine looked a little bit unrealistic as well. I thought that it should be like dirty, like youth club vibes in there, because it's usually full of stuff nobody knows where everything is and stuff like that. But okay, so yeah, I was confused at first, but then you had to Google, I guess, and I did. And turns out Charlie Brooker actually started his career in PC Zone, the very magazine the episode speaks about. This game that the guy talks about.
What is it called? Throngles?
Fronglets.
Fronglets.
So even in the episode, it's not even, he calls it not a game, but an artificial simulation.
Oh.
So it's actually also based on real life, because most of the reviewers I saw, they kept talking about Tamagotchis because it's pretty close to that,
Yeah.
right? But because Brooker worked at PC Zone in the 90s, he must have been definitely aware of a 1996 title called Creatures, in which players cared for generations of cuddly-looking critters,
Oh, okay.
like Thronglets. So I mean, it looked like for a regular everyday dudes or girls, it looked like a cutesy pet game maybe, but it actually, in the 1996, it was a highly sophisticated AI or artificial life experiment created by CyberLife Technology, this company. So it was actually the first popular application of machine learning in an interactive simulation.
Cool.
So and then it connects the dots for you, because it reminds you immediately of machine learning today and AI models, and how everyone's talking about singularity, like in the episode he speaks about. And let's not spoil things, but it's not a happy ending for all of us, I presume.
No.
Anyways, so yeah, that and then it's kind of okay. So it's really interesting, and especially I found it fascinating. But
Well, when you
the
understand the
simulation
context, I
exists.
guess.
Yeah, but Brooker and Black Mirror is like that. I mean, you have to probably need help in finding all these Easter eggs and hints and stuff like that. So some of the episodes are going to be like that, just the way it is.
Yeah, and there's a hell of a lot of Easter eggs in.
In all
season
6
7.
episodes. Netflix itself has a list of like 100 Easter eggs.
Oh wow.
Like I don't even remember, but that the hotel, the Amanda and whatever his name is are staying in the first episode, or the county where the hotel is named after a character in one of the seasons, like season 2 or something. And there's a lot of that.
Nice.
What did you make of this episode? Did you find it mysterious a little bit as well?
Not really. It wasn't that mysterious, although maybe I've been into Brooker for too long, it's getting repetitive for me,
14 years.
Like when the first season
2011.
yeah. So, this one I mostly thought about, the sentience and the sentient beings and societies, right? And especially maybe it didn't matter that much when we started talking about that in like 2011 and then in the later seasons, right? But since then, because of the tech innovation and advancement, we're getting somewhat closer to people kind of having feelings toward bots, machines, and whatnot, right?
Yeah.
So this is more and more not sci-fi anymore. What he's talking about, although the technology, might not be very aptly described, but it is described in a way so that we would understand the dire consequences of this all happening, right?
Yeah, and it reminds me that like this is happening with there was a guy as we reported on it that basically was conversing with a chatbot, Daenerys Targaryen, and he was asking her whether he should kill the Queen Elizabeth, and he went along and tried to do it and obviously got stopped and arrested. But it's kind of, we're being influenced by these AI chatbots to do some interesting things, like murder people, like he did in the episode.
I mean, that guy shouldn't have touched his pets. I'd kill for my pets. Sorry.
But isn't that what people would do? Like you'd
Virtual or
go
not.
you'd go to a computer and you see these little life forms, and then you drop rocks on them, or like people do in Sims. Remember, I said that I put Sims in the swimming pool and then took the ladder out and then watched them drown.
Well, it tells a lot about you as a person, I think.
Yeah, but also
Alrighty then.
that's true, and people are trying to hide behind the technology and end up being so attached to it and attached to what seems like life on the computer screen, and they grow protective. Kind of get that it's sick, but this is where we are heading. There are more and more lonely people, and that you can tell by the popularity of some metaverse games, right? They want to spend their holidays, their evenings, not out there in real life, but rather toying with their avatars, online, like building alter egos that they are not, but they just feel better that way. And, that the physical body that they are in, it's just, a bag of meat for some. This is very sad, but this is the reality, actually.
Speaking of loneliness, Eulogy was a tearjerker.
I just wanted to... Sorry. This was very nice. Very nice, yes. But
it's redundant now, but anyway. Say whatever.
No, I wanted to ask you, do you think that Brooker is making fun a little bit and about this whole loneliness culture as well? Not the loneliness culture, but the fact that that guy is using acid like mass production scale.
That was wild.
I never once felt like Brooker judged, people and societies that he was describing, at least in the majority of episodes. I can't recall them all at this point, but I think that's why I like it, that he wasn't moralizing at any point, I think, and that's what's cool. Like, he kind of describes what is happening without, offering his opinion here. I never got that this is right or wrong. This is just is.
This is just happening. Kind of.
But
but the whole idea that the guy in the episode played by Capaldi, the young Capaldi character, is only able to understand the Thronglets with
LSD.
With LSD. I mean, the whole 90s then, the early 90s in tech could maybe be colored in this realization that most of the guys in that scene of back then
were on drugs.
Well, and that's why they had these ideas.
Yeah.
That are now real.
Might be another Easter egg here, right?
Ah, yes.
We'll
talking
see in
about
season
one
8.
thing, but talking about something else.
Meaning another.
Yeah, well, welcome to my world. Right.
On to loneliness culture.
Okay.
Okay, the Eulogy, the 5th episode, follows...
Is it about loneliness?
Yeah. Yeah.
Oh, it's about love.
It's about love and loneliness, hardships. Disgruntled, jaded old fellow called Philip, played by Paul... Oh, I'm not even going to try and pronounce the last name. He's confronted with the death of his old girlfriend. And basically he is asked whether he wants to attend the funeral and whether he wants to contribute something towards her eulogy, right? And he gets sent a pack in which he has a nubbin. Nubbin?
A Nubin or a nubbin?
Nubin or a nubbin technology, which we've seen in Hotel
Reverie.
And previous seasons as
Yeah.
well.
Yeah,
and the
yeah,
last episode, right, as well.
Joan is awful.
They weren't called the New Bin back then, I think. But this is the first time where Brooker uses the New Bin in multiple episodes. It's like Hotel Reverie, this one, the Eulogy, and then the USS Callister one.
Yes. And so he pops this thing on his little temple, and he's asked to try and remember this woman, Carol, I believe her name is. And basically he has a guide who takes him into the photos of his past love. And then it's this whole exploration of like whole exposition of what she did to him, what he did to her, and
why they broke up.
Yeah. And
it was very, very.
It was a tearjerker.
Yeah, I cried a little.
So did I, but
You obviously didn't.
No, that was the worst one for me.
Really?
I expected that from you.
It was so boring, and now just having to listen to you recapping it again. Anyway, it reminded me there was an episode, I think, on season 1, the history of all of us, or something like that.
Yes.
History of you, I think.
History of you, yeah.
Entire history of you.
Where
The
you
entire
could essentially just rewind,
Yeah,
whenever you would have
It's close.
like argument or something, you could just rewind and then see how it actually happened. But here I think, and this is again, it's coming more and more true, right? Just imagine, after going out on a Friday night, right? You get too much booze, and then the next day you can't remember stuff, right? But then these days, and we've been doing this for years, right? You tap into your bank account to see where you paid the bills, and then okay, I must have
retrace your steps.
offered shots in this bar, but then you open Google Maps timeline, which is incredibly, specific and can tell you at what hour where you were, right? Then you can, look at your pictures that also have the metadata, and they can tell you at what hour and where it was taken. Google Maps, just Google applications on your phone, they are able to recognize the people in your picture and suggest, different tags. So it's actually quite possible for you to, make that timeline when you don't have any recollection of what happened, right? And the more years we're living with the technology, the more extensive this memory gets, because we've been using that for quite many years, right? So in this episode, I think, but again, this was the same, that many years ago. He's very close at describing how the technology is following us, and also with voice, as we talked before, right? So your phone is actually listening to you, and then is able to serve you ads by what it heard. So
I black out for a reason, and that's because I don't want to know what I did or what I'm doing.
But it would be possible to restore that timeline,
which is terrifying.
For
me anyway.
Yeah, for the police.
Yes, they can find my whereabouts.
Yeah. But again, the New Bin is used extensively throughout this episode. And I mean, Netflix actually, or Black Mirror, the creators, they created a fake website advertising New Bin as the real thing. They have employed the help of some influencers who also talked about the New Bin. So
is it called New Bin or Nubbin?
Again, it's the second time we're using both because we don't know the pronunciation, I guess. So it's not an actual piece of tech, but people were talking about it.
Google should make it. Premiere. Maybe it's in the works already.
Yeah,
maybe, because so far we've got Meta Quest series, and then the Apple Vision Pro. But they're immersive. They're not invasive. They're not actually doing anything with your brain or in your brain. This
but
one
Musk is. So.
Yeah. Well, Musk is a Neuralink himself.
But it reminded me, this episode, of an article you wrote, Ginterus.
Oh, yeah.
Which was about the app, the Hereafter AI app, where you can you create an avatar based on images of a loved one that's deceased, and then they record or you ask them lots of questions about their life and whatnot, and then they kind of come to life, and you can, kind of reminded me of that a little bit.
Yeah, I did do a piece because, but the app, not a good experience.
Ah, okay.
Didn't
But
like
it's a few years back, right? I
two
mean,
maybe
years
it's
back,
better.
so I with the advancement in AI, I bet that one could be more scary.
Oh yeah,
those
sure,
apps.
sure.
Yeah. Okay, USS Callister,
Ah,
into
yeah.
infinity. Right.
Into drowsiness.
Into 90 minutes of what?
Well, I did fall asleep. Sorry.
You did. Okay, fair.
No, I mean I did end up watching it all
Yes.
because we had to. But Kristen Milioti tried hard very much to keep me awake the first time, and even she didn't succeed. I like her a lot. But then I did finish it. The only thing I really, because I didn't like the first USS Callister, so
No, neither.
I can't blame me. But the only really scene that I liked was when Miliotti's character Nanette screams at the very end at the screw like, it's retro shit. I completely agree.
Okay, so the USS Callister into Infinity is the sequel to the original.
Yes.
And
Weren't there two before?
there was
No,
one
no,
before.
one.
And then Robert Daly, the original captain, played by Jesse Plemons,
Yes.
is dead.
Like him a lot as well.
And Nanette, who you
Just so you know.
mentioned, Kristen Milotti, has taken over the role of captain. But it's not real.
Yeah.
But it's not real. So the episode looks into simulated reality and video games and online multiplayer gaming via the company Callister Incorporated. So they're digital clones of the people that work in the office. But they've been, I think, when Daly was alive, he was using digital clones.
Go on.
Shit. He was cloning people illegally. Using
Okay,
illegal...
but see, that's what I mean. I mean, when even speaking about it makes me want to sleep.
Makes me want to sleep.
Yeah, because I mean, it's probably you had to have liked Star Trek when you were young
No.
to enjoy this. Because I didn't like Star Trek, so I didn't really like this one. And
Brooker should take note.
Yes.
yes,
You, Brooker,
yes, Charlie, just do better.
do better.
Don't do follow-ups.
Yeah. Anything else?
No.
It's a wonderful episode. It's definitely one of the best ones. But again, I love the previous ones. You know. So.
I don't like all that Star Trek.
What did you
Nonsense.
find unique, maybe, about the technology depicted in the episode?
Unique about technology. Well, the people living in her head was quite a unique one. Actually, it showed again. This is probably was not like the main topic, right? But how people get into gaming, and then you have to, like, for some of us it's just a game, right? As it was for the Walton guy, this is just a game. You can come and shoot people, and that's also, we know how we are afraid that the actual army is using AI and all the technology because there's too much gamification in the real life, right? So for some it's just a game, but at the same time it is pictured that, okay, so this crew on this game, they are actually real. Like for them, yes, for us it seems that they are not, but for them the experience is pretty much the same as it is for us, right?
Yeah, and it's the same in Hotel Reverie. Like the AI automated characters, they do believe they're real. They don't have any other understanding of what's going on other than I'm real, I'm me, until Dorothy, the character, is told by Brandy, the main character, that she is not real.
Yeah,
So-
and does it even matter anymore?
Yeah.
I remember the quote from Dumbledore from Harry Potter when they are talking in when Potter is allegedly dead, right? And then Dumbledore says, "Well, just because this is happening in your head, does it mean it's not real?"
Yeah.
And this goes the same to like our emotions, right? Sometimes you like get upset or happy over something that isn't happening, that is just happening, it's your head, but somehow it has real life implications, right?
Yeah.
So this is like immersive culture, and technology is getting more and more immersive, that's for sure. You know, people are losing themselves to the virtual world. And you know that. You're just on YouTube, but it's still kind of, your phone consumes me, right?
Yeah.
But just imagine if you would get very physical experience, right, from being online, and soon we will. The technology is here, right? So what is real and what is not? We talked and we wrote about the woman who reported being raped on the multiverse.
Yes.
She wasn't physically touched, right? But she reported it as rape. Is it real or is it not? Because it happened to you in the virtual world.
Yeah, psychologically it could have the same effects, but yeah, did it really happen under what?
How we decide, is it
How
real,
do we
is it
discern?
not? If I feel the way that it was real, it's real to me, even if that's not real to the police.
Precisely.
Yeah, it's a brave new world we're galloping
It's a brave,
towards.
So brave,
new
so
world.
Yeah,
Okay.
get me off this horse, please.
Right, getting you off this horse ASAP. Thank you very much for listening and watching us. We shall be with you again in a couple of weeks. Thanks. Bye.